Morning, babies. I got a channel message. What you need to do is invite more heart into this situation. You have enough logic. You need to infuse it with more heart-based emotion, more empathy, more compassion, more humility, more gratitude, and start releasing those heavier emotions of fear, pride, anger, aggression, resentment, doubt, or cynicism. Now, there are many different channels for me to choose from because they've been coming in at rapid speed. Several of them have to do with logic and releasing the need to control our lives based around logic alone. And I'm not saying logic doesn't play some part of a role in this chapter. It does, but it's not the main ingredient. And that is really what Spirit is trying to drive home right now. The main ingredient is trust, intuition, faith, is surrender to God's plan. And actually, I love that I just said that because it wasn't intentional. And there's another channeled message that I feel like I'm being guided to also read. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here it is. You're not going to get there with all of that logic. Okay, this is perfect. All right, I'm sorry. This is one of the other ones I was talking about. You're not going to get there with all of the logic that has gotten you to this point. You have to let go of the need to control and let God take over. You are not in charge of this next phase, especially. There are many moving pieces that you cannot see. Trust in the process and flow with it. God's got you. And the reason why it was funny that I brought up God's plan is because when I channeled that, the second after I wrote it down, Drake's God's Plan came on my shuffle. And I don't know. I don't have a lot of songs that have the word God in it. Certainly not by Drake. It was absolutely kismet. So I just read both in one, and that's okay because, excuse me. Yeah, I think that was because God wants it to be louder. It's like, exactly, excuse me. Like, can you please listen? God is saying, can you please listen? Because there are a lot of us that are struggling to recognize that there's a bigger plan here. We are looking at the things that aren't working and we're like, but, what about this? And what about that? You don't think God has a plan for all of that? Like, this is the point, there is a plan. And in that song, God's Plan, he says, I can't do all this alone. You can't do it all alone. Lucky for you, you're not doing it alone. So don't worry about it. We have this idea that we're supposed to control everything, that we are the ones that have to figure everything out. We're not. I know that you might have some bill due or some logistic thing that it's like, but I can't do anything until this happens. If that were true, then it would have already happened. There's a plan here. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And it's your choice to trust it or not, but I promise you, you're only going to make it harder if you don't trust it. Like, I just saw somebody pulling, so it's almost like back in Flintstone era, when they have cars, they would run with their feet. I don't remember how it worked, honestly. But I just saw somebody put their foot down on the ground and drag it, like slowing down the process. Regardless of whether you know the Flintstones or not. Just imagine somebody, opening the door of the car and trying to stick something on the ground and press down really hard. It would slow you down. It would create sparks. It would create friction. It would be scary. It would endanger you and everyone else around you. So just remember that when you're making these choices, to go against God's plan. And whether you resonate with that word God or not isn't the point. It's not the point. If you're here, it's because you resonate with a higher power. If you're with me, if you're in my collective, it's because you are very powerful and you are a conduit for the higher power. If you remain clean, if you remain focused, and there's a bird outside that's just going nuts, agreeing with this. Breathe. You're held. You're safe. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Don't worry about the details of how it's all going to work out. Just trust, surrender. And if you need help, I do offer mentorship. I am here to help. You're not alone. And if you don't resonate with me, go find someone else who can help you. This is a tough journey, but the more that we surrender to the process, the easier it's going to get. And the more that we know that we're loved and safe and cared for, and that there's a plan for all of this, the more that we're going to be able to serve this world and this community the way that we were meant to serve, the way that we signed up for. Because if you're in my collective, you signed up for all of this. And you're just waking up to how powerful and important you actually are. And it might be scary. And there might be a part of you that's like, no. But I'm telling you, yes, you are. You're powerful and important. Stay focused. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. Listen to your body. Listen to your intuition. Your body is talking to you through all of the emotions that you're having. That's your intuition speaking to you. Just flow with it. You're okay. You're loved. Get excited, okay? This is a good, exciting phase of life. Let all that old logic and doubt and fear and resentment go and make room for magic and beauty, okay? I love you. And I'll see you next time.